copyrighted music on Facebook or on YouTube. We are live on YouTube now. Hi, everybody out there in YouTube land. Kevin Brown, you might want to check that out. We are now live on YouTube. We got some lighting things to deal with on the YouTube channel, but we'll work that out. We can't play copyrighted music, which I find, I get it, because that's how songwriters and publishers get paid. And they've been ripped off a lot over the years from free live streaming. And I'm opposed to that. But at the same time, if they would let people like us right now, if they would let us play stuff, it would actually promote their stuff a little more. But maybe this will, okay? So the first album I'm going to show you, and I've had these two since they came out. This, see that? That's a pretty wild looking album cover. One of the great things about 60s and I held it upside down. Not only do you see it backwards, I'm holding it upside down. There, you can see it on YouTube. And now you can see it there on Facebook Live. All right. The incredible artwork on those album covers. That's one of the things that's lost as we went into CDs and then definitely streaming was the artwork. That album, this album is Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues. And the Moody Blues were sort of a, they were a, all right, we had a little problem here. You just saw what it was. Hold on. It's a minor problem, all right, but it did take place, and that was that the entire phone came out of the. All right, I must have done something weird here. There. Okay. All right. Whoa. I must have pulled on the wire here, and we lost Matt Kemp. He just went down on the ground completely there, but we will get him back. I apologize for that. These glitches are going to happen, man. These glitches are going to happen. However, I was telling you about the Moody Blues, and they were a prog rock band that actually started in the mid 60s and had a huge hit with a song called Nights in White Satin that became the love song for an entire generation. I'm going to reach down and grab Matt Kemp. It's not right that he's laying on the ground here. We got, hold on. We're going to take it easy here. Take it easy. Everybody calm down. We got Matt back. There he is. Okay. They had a huge hit with Nights in White Satin. It became played constantly on every FM rock station in the United States. They used something called a mellotron, which was an early version of a Moog synthesizer, which was a keyboard that could emulate orchestras. And eventually they played with orchestras. I saw the Moody Blues twice in concert. And one time, and I'll tell you a story, I wish my brother Jerry was on. Let me tell you some of the songs here. And these were all kind of hits on FM rock. It was a song called Question. So if you're looking for something, dig into YouTube and listen to Nights in White Satin, and then look for this album, which is A Question of Balance. Okay, look into those. The other cool thing about the Moody Blues was, it's too much to go into. If you look at one of their album covers, they have a little flag, and it says Threshold, because I think that was the name of their company. And it just looks like a little flag with like wind in it, but it's actually a guy's face. Anyway, that's the Moody Blues. The other album I really want to, hold on. Sammy says, I'm starting my own social media. It will be part Twitter, part YouTube, and part Facebook. I'm going to call it you Twitface. That's, you know what, Sammy? That's I think that's a laudable goal. I'm glad you're going to do that. The other thing I want to show you, and some of you will be more familiar with this. This is, here we go. Boom. Check that out. Check that out. Check that out. Check that out. That is Little Feat. Okay, and the title of the album, I forget what the title of the album was. It was Sailing Shoes. And Little Feat became, in the late 70s, one of the most lauded and respected kind of rock bands in the pantheon of music at that time. I also had the privilege of seeing them at the Fox Theater in the late 70s. Later on, they gained huge success with the song Dixie Chicken. Saw the bright lights of Memphis and the Commodore Hotel. But this album was so fucking hip. with so many great tunes on it, including the incredible kind of trucker song, Willin'. Let's see what it says over here in live chat. Welcome to live chat. Anybody watching on YouTube, welcome to live chat. It had Cat Fever, Easy to Slip, Trot Face Boogie, Trouble, Willin', Got No Shadow, Apolitical Blues, Sailing Shoes, Texas Rose Cafe, Teenage Nervous Breakdown, and Cold, Cold, Cold. And what I didn't know at first is that the song Sailing Shoes was about doing cocaine, that when you snorted it within certain circles in Los Angeles, it was called putting on your sailing shoes. But the song Willin' to this day resonates with so many people. I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari to Hatropee to Tonopah. If you're looking for things outside of your wheelhouse or things that were at one time in your wheelhouse and you've kind of let them go, you can revisit the Moody Blues, revisit Little Feat, and I think you'll find some extraordinary stuff there to listen to. Here's something else I want to show you. Look at this. See that? You see that? I don't know. You see that? You know who that is? Okay. That is Mark McGuire. Okay. And it is, what it is a drawing by none other than my brother, Jerry Vicich. And this is from an art exhibit that he did called Up Against the Wall, Cal State University, Long Beach, December 6th, 1998. And I've held on to it. A lot of the art in my house, and I would call it art, hanging on my walls, is my brother's art. He's a fantastic artist. He's not here to hear the story, but I'll tell him I told it later. We saw the Moody Blues twice. My parents, who were pretty young, my mom was only 16 years older than me, and my father was only 18 years older than me. So they were young, okay? They were 16, and my dad had just turned 18 when I was born. And for a long time, there was a kind of a real kind of cultural divide in the house. My dad was an Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis guy, and I was a Beatles, Bob Dylan, Grateful Dead guy. But they started coming around, and they loved the Moody Blues. And we were going to go see the Moody Blues. And my brother Jerry, he dropped acid and somehow got stuck. My parents decided to go. They bought him a ticket. I couldn't afford it. I was going to go with some people, and then Jerry couldn't afford. I couldn't afford to buy him a ticket, and so my mom and dad goes, "Well, we'll buy Jerry a ticket." And my brother sat next to my mom and dad at a Moody Blues concert, tripping the whole time, and they were like one row behind us, and then over to my left. And every once in a while, I'd look back and see Jerry just looking at his face like. So it's one of the memories that my brother and I have from our misguided youth. It was in 1972, and then in 73. I got an apartment with Kelly Wilson. Tell you what I did last night. Kind of a cool thing. We held our first advanced class comedy workshop on Zoom. We held our first advanced class comedy workshop on Zoom. And that was pretty cool. Some of the people that are on here right now were at the workshop. And it was a fantastic thing to be able to sit in your home and then be able to see the faces of all these people that you care about very much. David Van Winkle was there. Kevin Brown was there. Those are two people that are on right now. So I'm just kind of going through here. Don Shell is watching. He had an apartment next to mine in 1974, 75 when I was a roofer. So we've got some long-term friends here. That kind of makes me feel good. To people who I've known for so long. Paul Navarra. Paulie, you're watching from New York City. Paul Navarra, who was our friend from when we tended bar at Sloan's in West Hollywood. Paul is in New York. Paul, how are you doing in New York? Let us know if you so decide. Give us an update there. Right now, for a lot of us, our window to the world has narrowed considerably. Okay, the sensory input that we are able to receive has narrowed considerably. Okay, and for a lot of us who, because we're not going out that much, if at all. Okay, and when we do go out, it is still a little bit to get used to see all of the bars, all the restaurants, all the neon signs, but for so many places to be closed. So since our window is getting shorter, we have to create a smaller. We got to create our own windows. That's one of the ideas behind this podcast. We're creating our own window, creating our own community. Anybody can join. All right. So tell your friends, your neighbors, and pals about this podcast and Facebook Live every day at 2 p.m. Paul Navarro says, good, buddy. So, Paul, you're in New York, but things are going well. Is that what I'm hearing? Sammy J. Sam McCordy says, best Bob Dylan ever was Blood on the Tracks. You know, it's a stunning, stunning album. It's a stunning album. Some might argue that Highway 61 Revisited would be considered a stunning album because it kind of changed pop music quite a bit because with that and Blonde on Blonde. So, but I have listened to Blood on the Tracks so many times. I can't tell you. I used to go to sleep to that album every night. So Paul's saying that he's doing good there. All right, fantastic. Because right now our only windows to the world oftentimes are our televisions, you know, and unless you're switching over and you're watching the news, we need to stay informed and we need to be aware and we need to take the proper precautions, but we don't need to live in a constant state of panic. Okay? So we're going to create new windows. Instead of the television with the news on all the time, or with shows that are now repeating over and over, we're going to create this. Me and you and I. We're going to create this. But anyway, we did our first advanced comedy class last night on Zoom, and it was just fantastic to be on there and be able to interact with that many people at one time, to be able to have full and complete conversations with a multitude of people. Really, really, really made me feel good. We had some glitches at first, as we do, as we're getting up on all this brand new technology. Making sure that we got everybody on. We had to stop a meeting and start a meeting and all this stuff. But we're on, and here's what we're going to do. A couple things for you on Zoom. We're going to do this, okay? And I think the date will be April 17th. The date will be April 17th. We're going to do a live Zoom comedy show. So we're going to have the comics on Zoom, and then we're going to invite you on Zoom, and then the comics will be able to present their shows, present their material live in real time. Paul says, best you and your family, my friend, got to go. All right, Paul, you stay in touch. Sammy says, is coughing in public a terror attack? No, I don't think coughing in public is a terror attack, Sam. There is a news story out there of a guy and a woman maybe tussling over a can of beans or something, and then he coughed on her and said he had the virus, and he has been charged with a terror attack because we don't want that sort of monstrous behavior going on in the public. Paul says he'll check it out. So you guys, you got something to look forward to. April 17th, we're going to have a Zoom ComedySchools.com Class Clowns Comedy Showcase. We're going to have that for you live on Zoom. We'll tell you how you can get invited to that so you can watch that show. I saw that Sandy is on. Sandy DePerna Phillips is watching. Hello, Sandy. All right, my first road agent. A road agent in my day meant someone who booked you in comedy clubs on what was considered the road. So the road was considered anything that wasn't New York or Los Angeles. Those were showcase clubs. And everything else was the road because you generally, if you're a comic, you lived at the beginning in New York or Los Angeles and then traveled to Cleveland, to Richmond, Virginia, the legendary Richmond Comedy Club, where so many great comics got their start. Sandy was the booker. But, before that, a road agent, I don't know why I made my voice go like this now. A road agent was like a bad guy who would rob people on the highway. So Sandy was not, she didn't rob people on the highway. Sandy actually books people into comedy clubs and helps a lot of people. Jerry Vicich is watching. My brother Jerry is watching. Hello, Jerry. You're on. I hope things are going well there in Los Angeles, California, sir. I hope to talk to you on the phone a little later on. Sam says, if you have to get in a fight with another person, sneezing your fist first. Yeah, I guess you would. I'm going to try to avoid either one of those issues if I can. Jerry, so Jerry's just coming in. We got other people coming in. Jerry, I showed everybody my Matt Kemp bobblehead. See it there? We get it there for our YouTube people. Matt Kemp bobblehead. All right. And I also suggested to them that they listen to Little Feat. Bam. And Jerry, I also recommended that they listen to, isn't it amazing? I have these albums, the Moody Blues. All right. That you want to check out those albums. Jerry, I told them about that. I also showed them this because I have this, Jerry, from December 6, 1998, an art showing of yours. That is a drawing of Matt Kemp was a legendary Dodger. Okay. Mark McGwire was a legendary Cardinal who everybody loved. He was a stunning athlete. He hit incredible home runs, but he was a steroid boy, and his career was ended and his legacy ruined because of his use of steroids, as was Barry Bonds and many others from that era. Some people argue that the steroid era actually saved baseball. And they argue that it saved baseball because there had been a strike and baseball was losing attendance and losing its grip as America's pastime. And these guys came along hitting these towering home runs. They were just stunning to watch. The problem was we started to see the plates in their head actually move as their foreheads would expand from overuse of steroids. And it brought people to the ballpark in droves. Then after a while, of course, once baseball was back where it was, financially very successful and a powerful entertainment franchise, then they kind of went after these guys, Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Keith Hernandez and so many of these people. All right. But that was one of my brother's drawings right there. Yeah. Wow, Jerry, I got that. Okay. Ed Ferguson is watching. Hello, Ed. Hello, Ed. Watching from Los Angeles, California. Everybody tell me how you're doing. Okay. How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? All right. You're hanging in there. I don't know what the toilet paper situation is out in America right now. Because I'm just not pooping. That's my that's my plan. All right. I just want to, huh?
That ain't true.
No, and Shirley says that ain't true. Oh my goodness. Catherine Ann Vatow is watching. Great. Good, Kathy. Good. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. I definitely most seriously do. For those of you that are just finding us, we do this every day at 2 p.m. We do it every day at 2 p.m. on Facebook Live. We do it on our internet-based radio station, ComedySchoolsRadioNetwork.com. I was kind of looking down at the console. And if you're watching on YouTube Live on the Tony Vicich channel, Vicich, you can see that where my hand is. Jerry says, we're all good here. Evan scores 20 rolls of toilet paper yesterday morning at Ralph's. Yay, Evan. Okay. Edward says, we're good, hunkered down like everybody else. We got TP and are good. Good. As do we. We actually have it. We're okay. We're okay food-wise, too, although we're going to go to the store after this to pick up a few things. All right. Pick up a few things. I'm just doing all you guys are doing, man. And we're going to build this community. Two things to tell you about, okay? One is we're going to begin to offer, and I'll start that up tomorrow, advertising it. So tomorrow, the 27th, look for advertising for our basic stand-up comedy performance workshop. You're sitting in your house. You're kind of going a little stir-crazy. You've played Monopoly 45 times. You've cleaned out your closet and put everything back over and over and over again. You're going a little loopy. You got to go, I got to do something else. I got to be connected to the world. We're going to offer a really affordable basic stand-up comedy workshop on Zoom. So anybody in the country, anybody in the world who decides they want to try something like that, now would be the time to start. Now is the time to do something new. Now is the time to do something creative. Now is the time to do something you haven't done before. Hello, Kevin Roberts up in Detroit. How are things in Detroit? To take all those feelings you got in your head and your heart and your soul and to turn them into something funny and entertaining, something enjoyable and entertaining. So we're going to work on creativity in that way. So we'll be offering our basic comedy workshop via Zoom starting next week. Kelly Wilson says the president is on. I hope the president is doing well. Tom McTeague is watching. Hello, Tommy, from down there in Tejas. Tejas. How do you say that? You say it in Spanish. How do you say Texas in Spanish? You say Tejas? That was the only time I ever heard that originally was in a ZZ Top song. Hey, buddy, how are you? So we got people watching right now from all over the country. We got people from Texas, people from New York. We got people from Woodland Hills. We got people from Canada. We've got my brother's girlfriend, Lily. Hello, Lily. We got Diane Howell up in northern Arizona, Texas. I know it's Texas, Tom. I'm trying to remember how to say it in Espanol, because it's Tejas with that little squiggly thing over the A, isn't it? So Cindy Kressler's up in Canada. Kelly Wilson is in Kentucky. Kevin Roberts in Detroit. We're all on here. Tell your friends and neighbors and pals to. You got any questions for me, guys? Anything you want to know? Anything that I can answer? And again, it could be light, it could be silly, it could be stupid. Put them here if you're watching on Facebook Live. I'm not seeing any questions right now on YouTube. We're going to have to promote that a little bit, that we're on YouTube and our YouTube channel. So, Tejas. Thank you, Tommy. Tom McTeague. Tejas. How you guys doing in Tejas? Down in Texas, Tom. You doing well? And also, I don't know, Cheryl, are there any questions popping up on ComedySchoolsRadioNetwork.com? That's the way, if you just want to listen, you guys, if you just want to listen, then ComedySchoolsRadioNetwork.com. All of these shows are going out live, but they also are being archived on Facebook and now on YouTube, and also on ComedySchoolsRadioNetwork.com, where I got great interviews. I got a great interview on there. I don't know, Cheryl, is it still on there with Shelly Yakis? Mm-hmm. So Shelly Yakis is, if you love music and if you love American pop music, Shelly Yakis is a sound engineer. He was the sound engineer with, oh gosh, I can't remember his name at this second. Jimmy Ovine. Jimmy Ovine, who was a record producer extraordinaire, who kind of found Dr. Dre, but before that he was producing albums with Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty, and Shelly Yakis has been the sound engineer from Frank Sinatra to John Lennon, all the way up through Tom Petty, Johnny Winter, Tony Bennett. So if you're looking for a cool interview to listen to, you want to go on Comedy Schools Radio Network and do that. Tom, I'm wishing you well too, old pal. Tom says, so far they're just trying to stay safe and healthy. Hello, Joanna Key. Hello, Robert Meza, who from down in, I believe, Orange County way. All right, I should have had more topic today, but I didn't because I was so wrapped up in other things that we're doing. But I just want to keep the community going, keep it going for all of you guys, all right, that we're all here. I'm going to kind of wrap it up in a little bit. So let's recap what we did today. Showed you a Matt Kemp bobblehead. Okay, we're going to run out of bobbleheads soon. There we go. Look at that. We're going to run out of bobbleheads soon, and we're going to put it there. You can actually see him on YouTube. There, it looks like he's going like this. Hey, right under me. We're going to wrap this up soon. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 with other topics. We showed you that. We told you about the Moody Blues. We told you about Little Feet. Showed you my brother Jerry's artwork. Aaron Polford is now watching. Hello, Aaron. You got to find ways to keep your mind occupied. You got to build new routines. Got to find new ways to function. All right? We might be like this for a little bit. We might be like this for a while. Okay? But we're still going to be us. We're still going to be us. Okay? We're going to build this community together. Me and you. Okay? Edward says I'm going to have to start using trolls. You know, if I find them around the house, I will. Okay? And I will announce tomorrow, I think we're going to do possibly. What's that?
Show your hat.
I got a hat. That's what I'm going to start showing you guys, is I've got this incredible hat collection. So I'm going to show you this hat collection, and we're going to talk about my hats. We're probably going to do what I'm going to call a Saturday night jubilee. Like I say, it's a shame that we can't play music because we could have some real fun with that. We're going to do like a Saturday night jubilee. We're going to do some sort of special show Saturday night. I'll be letting you know more about that. We got a lot of stuff going on for you. Okay, when you're sitting there going, all right, today my morning routine has not changed since all this started. My morning routine of, I get up a little bit after Shirley and go downstairs, get a cup of coffee, feed the dog some treats. Okay, Shirley and I sit there, we talk a little bit, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just sit there with one another because we got a great we got a great soul communication, her and I. Okay, this is someone who I can sit and I can sit with for hours and sometimes not say a word, and I feel more connected than if I was in a room with 1,000 people. But we get up, we have coffee, then she has breakfast, and I walk the dogs. That part hasn't changed. A lot of other stuff has. So we're going to create new stuff. We're going to do it together. All right. So I want you to tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. Follow us on Facebook. All right. Check out our YouTube channel. I don't want to keep sounding like an advertisement here. We just want to build this up. Anybody got any other questions or anything? Tomorrow I'll be more topic oriented. I like this. I love this. By the way, I love talking to you guys on Facebook Live. I love seeing the names up and be able to have those types of conversations with you. I just love it a lot. I love it a lot, and I'm going to love it when we got more of them on YouTube Live too. Going to keep this connection going. We're going to keep the human connection going. Me, you, everybody. All right. Champ says stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you, Champ. I will. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up today. All right. Because I got to go to the store. All right. And I don't know what is at these stores today, but I'm going to be grateful for whatever I find. Okay. Every day I'm going to find something to be grateful for. I'm always grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my daughter. I'm grateful for my grandchildren. I'm grateful for my sobriety. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. Grateful for my brother Jerry. Grateful for my nephews. You find things to be grateful for, and we're all grateful for that. Then you got to find other things to be grateful for. So no matter what I find at the store today, I'm going to be grateful that I found it. Goodbye, cousin Mimi. You, everybody stay safe and stay well. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Facebook Live. My name's Tony Vicich. Your name is whatever you want it to be. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. All right. So you guys on YouTube are still seeing almost like a show after the show. All right. You're able to actually kind of see us here because I haven't turned that off yet. So that's a little extra added bonus there. We're sharing the show on Facebook Live. There we go. We are now off, I believe, on ComedySchoolsRadioNetwork.com. I'm gonna end the live stream here. I'm gonna have to reach over and do it, so it'll look a little unprofessional. But I'm gonna do that. But I'll be back with you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bang. Well, that should have done it. You want to? Yeah. All right. Okay.